Now, what about football? What about football?
Well, the FA Cup, wasn't that a great game last night? Arsenal beating Manchester United. That was a shot that certainly would have helped the bookies out in advance of Cheltenham. Arsenal 8-11 favourites to win the FA Cup, Dom. 9-4 Liverpool. They've got to get past Blackburn, of course, still in the replay. And then 7-1 Aston Villa and 20-1 bar those. So suddenly, when you think of all those Arsenal fans who've been questioning Wenger and sort of feeling down on their luck for the last 8-9 years. They've won an FA Cup last year, and they're now odds on to go back-to-back and win it again.
Yeah, and Champions League, we shouldn't forget this week.
Yeah, I mean, Champions League football, Real Madrid against Schalke is probably the marquee game tonight. They're 2-9 Real Madrid to beat the Germans. Porto, Basel, Porto 4-9. A lot of people will be doing that double. But I think it's all looking ahead to tomorrow night. I know we'll talk about it at length tomorrow. But Chelsea against PSG, probably the big game of the week.
Game, yeah.
4-11 Chelsea to qualify. That's the main thing. They're 10-11 to win at home. And they are at 13-2, the shortest priced English side.
How big is football betting now, Simon? It's getting bigger and bigger, isn't it?
It is. I think the weeks like this for horse racing are massive. Grand National Week, Cheltenham, but week in, week out for football, Saturdays particularly huge. So there's so many people because whereas with horse racing out, you and me love racing. We know a bit about all these horses. The casual fan can get involved on days like today and cheer on Ruby and McCoy, but actually everybody has a view about football. So you and I, you don't need experts to tell you who's going to win a football match. We all would have a view on Arsenal, Man United, or Chelsea against PSG. So of course, when it comes to putting a flutter on, they can just make up their own minds.
Yeah. Simon, just one last one. I just watched Jeski. Of course, the Mount of Tony McCoy and owned by JP McMahon, as you're right, it's his birthday. I watched him win the champion hurdle last year. Was the new one finishing that fast, or was Hurricane Fly going backwards?
Well, I think there's you could debate it all you want, and many people have. I think there's some people who believe that the new one wasn't that unlucky, that actually he was making ground through beaten horses. He was inconvenienced out in the country. We had plenty of time to get back into it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a terrible romantic when it comes to horse racing. I do believe the Hurricane Fly can win today. I know Ruby Walsh was picked for Heen over Hurricane Fly, but he would have looked at the betting market and it would have been insanity to do otherwise, really.
But you still think Hurricane can win?
I do. I mean, we just watched the replay there. That wasn't his run last year. Coming to the last, he was still bang there, Hurricane Fly, but all the way around that track last year, he was hanging, he was running a bit fresh. I do believe he's a different horse this year. Willie Mullins seems to think he's a different horse this year, and so I don't think it's impossible that we can have the dream finish.
And for the life of me, I know it's a different track, I know it's an uphill finish. Hurricane Fly has got Jeski in his back pocket at the moment, and I can't see him reversing.
Al, this is a horse, he's been called a Leopardstown specialist now, but he's won 2 champion hurdles. This horse is also a Cheltenham specialist. I know he's been beaten twice in champion hurdles, but he's won 2. He runs well here. He can win today, I promise you.
There you go. Dom's now scratching his head. What am I going to do now?
He's giving me that many. I've just put my hand and just pick anybody else.
Don't forget, Simon, brilliant. Thank you. We'll talk later. Don't forget, for full terms and conditions, just go to coral.co.uk, over 18s only, and please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download, live from the Cheltenham Festival on Talk Sport with Coral. Get your money back as a free bet if your horse falls in any race at Cheltenham. Online, mobile and telephone only. Win part of singles matched up to £25. Conditions apply.